निष्णात वैद्यों को नमन करता हूं और इंडिपेंडेंट रिसर्च एथिक्स सोसाइटी की आयुष समृद्धि इंटरनेशनल वेबिनार सीरीज के 2865 एपिसोड में आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। आज हमारा इंडिया का नेशनल मैथ्स डे है। इसकी महत्ता तो हमारे विद्वान वक्ता बताएंगे। मैं डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम और डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार बसु जी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। हमारे विद्वान वक्ता हैं और इसके उद्घाटन के लिए आज ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है कि मैं आदरणीय झा जी को दो शब्द कहने के लिए कि हमारे आयुर्वेद में गणित का क्या उपयोग है और ये कहाँ से सर हमारे साथ आया, इस विषय में उद्घाटन के लिए दोनों गुरु भी 5-5 मिनट तो बड़ी कृपा होगी। आदरणीय झा सर।
तो अप्रत्याशित रूप से आपने
जय होने नहीं, ऐसा ही ठीक है। आप लेटे लेटे बोल सकते हैं गुरुदेव, ये टेक्नोलॉजी का जलवा है। जय हो।
नहीं, गणित का बिना गणित के तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता है।
जी
और अपने यहाँ खास करके रसशास्त्र भैषज कल्पना से जो लोग जुड़े हुए हैं वहाँ तो सारा गणित ही गणित है
जी
कि भाई, हाँ, न माने न बिना युक्त द्रव्या नाम जायते क्वचित। तो जो मान की बात है वहाँ भी गणित है। और बिना मेजरमेंट के, बिना मान के आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते। तो गणित का महत्व है। और गणित का तो ऐसा है कि आज चाहे ज्योतिष हो या चाहे आप जो कुछ भी आज स्पेस और जिस क्षेत्र में भी जाएं, तो बिना गणित के, चाहे स्टैटिस्टिक्स हो, सांख्यिकी हो, हर जगह पर गणित का ही एक ये विकसित रूप सब है। और इनके बिना आज का विज्ञान जो है वो बिल्कुल पंगु जैसा हो जाएगा, आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता है। तो मैं जो भी इस कार्यक्रम से जुड़े हुए सब वक्ता हैं उन सबका स्वागत करता हूं। और मैं पवन जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि कार्यक्रम को लेकर के आगे बढ़ें। पवन जी।
जय जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव। बहुत बहुत आभार आपका। मैं आदरणीय लक्ष्मीकांत द्विवेदी सर से उनके शुभारंभ आशीर्वाद की प्रार्थना।
नमस्कार सभी विद्वानों को।
नमस्कार सर।
गणित का दिवस है इंडिया में। और चरक संहिता को देखें तो संख्या स्यात् गणितः करके वहां लिख दिया कि रोगों की संख्या और दूसरे जो योगों की संख्या, विरेचन, षट विरेचन, शतानी, और सारा जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो गणित के ऊपर ही आधारित है। वैदिक लिटरेचर से एकाचा में, त्रयाचा में, इस तरह से करके जो दिया है वहां से गणित शुरू हो जाती है, या जो गणित के विद्वान आचार्य हैं वो आगे उसको अलग अलग सिद्धांत बताते हुए विकास किया। तो रसशास्त्र में तो बिल्कुल ग्रास प्रमाण में बहुत अच्छी परिकल्पना है, चतुष्षष्टन से लेकर के 64 गुना तक। और जब हम भारतीय दर्शन में देखते हैं तो आज तो हम लोग पहाड़े या टेबल्स भी बोलते हैं, तो 1 2 3 4 वाले बोलते हैं, डेढ़ा के, ढैया के, ऊंटा के, ये तो हम भूल ही गए। जबकि हम लोग जब पढ़ते थे तो हमारे दादी जी वगैरह उसी में हमको गणित बता देते पूरी। तो ये कई साधन है, आज कंप्यूटर का युग आ गया और कैलकुलेटर सामने रहते हैं, नहीं तो पहले तो वो उंगलियों पे गिन करके सारा काम कर लेते थे। इसी के साथ में मैं इस सत्र के लिए विद्वान वक्ताओं के लिए सम्मानित करता हूँ और आह्वान करता हूँ वे अपने विचार व्यक्त करें। नमस्कार।
बहुत बहुत आभार सर, बहुत बहुत आभार। मैं अब डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार बसु को सदर आमंत्रित करता हूं उनके विचारों के। डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम। डॉक्टर सुपर्णा सान्याल मुखर्जी मैडम। शैकत जी हों या सुपर्णा जी हों, हमारे लिए दोनों विद्वान बड़े महत्वपूर्ण हैं। डॉक्टर
कोई कोई ना मैडम जुड़ गए हैं। आई थिंक शी हैज जॉइंड।
Yes.
सुपर्णा
So,
प्रणाम।
shall I start?
यस मैडम।
Okay, thank you very much. Very good evening. I really thankful to the AYUSH SAMRIDDHI who has given me such an opportunity. And today's topic is also very important topic right at this moment. Just because without statistics, there is no research can be fulfilled. Not only in the science, mathematics, or the biological, physics, chemistry, whatever, but in case of the education research, arts and humanities also depending upon the statistics measurement. Because when we are studying and when we started our data analysis, we have to depending upon the statistics. But the biostatistics, especially the biostatistics, uses statistics to understand biological and health related matters, which helps the researchers to measure health outcomes, identify risk factors for the diseases, evaluate treatments and interventions, inform clinical and public health decisions. These are the more, especially the key factors for the study of the biostatistics and biostatistics research and methods of the scientific findings. These scientific findings would give you the probability testing and the variable orientation, which can give you the more sustainability and the more preservation of the data and scientific orientation. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me such an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, madam. Now I would like to request Dr. Sekat Basuji. Welcome. Dr. Sekat ji.
Hello. Hello, Sharma ji. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be a part of this platform once again. Madam has very beautifully illustrated the structural aspects of biostatistics and how it is applied in research. I will just conclude my part by very simply highlighting, answering a very common question is about why do we actually need these biostatistics? What is the use of this statistical application? How is it different from mathematics? And why do we need this? Why is it so important that we have to apply statistics in any branch of research, whether it is AYUSH or medical sciences, paramedical, or whether it is defense research, astronomy, astrophysics, chemistry, biology, everywhere. And particularly in the field of biology that encompasses everything, whether it's conventional medicine or non-conventional medicine, traditional medicine, Ayurveda, homeopathy, everywhere this is very, very important. Why it is very important? Number one is whenever you are working on any medical sciences aspect or on human systems or treatment of human body or treatments of patients and victims and everyone, wherever you do a study, unless a statistic is applied, the data that you have generated is not acceptable in any national and international journals now. So why is it so important? Say, for example, there could be a physician, he may have applied some medication and the patient has recovered quite significantly well. And definitely this is a case study. One patient doctor can boast that will see by application of these plant A, B, C, or these decoction or these combination that I have prepared, the patient who has this condition has now improved in this condition, which is well and good. But is it acceptable to science? Is it acceptable that the observation that you are making is correct? It is at this very juncture that statistics is applied. Why is it so important? It is important because in case of biology, जैसे हमारे biology के branches में कहीं पर भी जाइए, आप forest में जाइए, आप agricultural field में जाइए, या एक classroom में जाइए, you will see there is one thing that is very common in biology. और वो क्या है? उसे कहते हैं हम टेक्निकल टर्म्स में वेरिएबिलिटी. मतलब एक क्लास में अगर आप जाओगे, you will never find all the students are of same height, whether male or female. अगर आप उसके वेस्ट का मेजरमेंट लीजिएगा तो देखिएगा इट डिफर्स. आप उसके हाइट को देखिएगा इट डिफर्स. उसके कोई भी फिजिकल बायोलॉजिकल एक्सटर्नल पैरामीटर्स आप लीजिएगा, ब्लड शुगर मेजरमेंट कीजिएगा, लिपिड प्रोफाइल मेजरमेंट कीजिएगा, you will see that the value fluctuates from one person to another. Even twin sisters, monozygotic, dizygotic, raised in the same family, given the same diets, whether comes from a very educated, non-educated background, rich or poor family. Even if you are looking considerably within very comparable poor families, three children coming from the same family, if you measure their parameters, it will be different. So this is one very important aspect of this medical system that needs to be considered, is that our system is variable. That same A plus B plus C combination of drug that has worked for patient 1 may or may not work for patient 2. Or even if it works for 5 different patients, it may not apply for 10 different patients or 15 different patients, or it may work for 25 different patients but not working for the next 5 or 10 patients. Why this is happening? Now we know through modern research that our gut microbes are different. In spite of the similarity in genetics, every individual is a fingerprint of itself. Each of us have a unique genetic constitution. No two individuals are equal on this planet, and wherever you go. And as a consequence of this, there is variability in response to the treatment in whichever system you are treating them, whether Ayurveda, non-Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, Unani, Siddha, what kind of treatment they have been exposed to, the response varies. Now, then the question is, like, oh, if it varies, then how can we do the treatment? Now, this is where the statistics or the biostatistic application comes in, because it's a branch of mathematics, which is a highly specialized branch now, that deals with the possibility or the probability of for you to say with confidence that the treatment that I have provided has been statistically significant with respect to the patients. If your sample size, which means the number of patients you are treating, if it is higher, then it is better in terms of statistics. You get a more realistic results. You have applied your drug formulations on 10 different patients, and you have done a statistical analysis. The result coming from there, and you have done a study with the same drug on 50 different patients, the statistical analysis coming from there has a huge difference. Not in the terms of numerical values, it could be a few decimal points here and there. It is the confidence interval that we are talking about, or the level of confidence in which we could suggest that your result is significant. Now, what do we mean by this confidence? If you look into biostatistics, you will see that they are saying that these two results are significant by 99%, by 95%, by 90%. What does this mean? In very simple term, it means, say you are shooting into a goalpost. So a statistically 99% significant results mean that out of 100 shots that you have attempted to put the ball inside the goalpost, 99 times it has been received within the goalpost. If I am saying that it is 90% statistical probability, what do I mean? It means that you have taken 100 shots, football kicks, of setting the ball into the goalpost. Out of 100, 90 times the ball has reached within the goalpost. So, in the same way, if you're treating your patient and you have found out of 100 patients, 90 has responded to a treatment positively, then you could technically say that this result is technically significant in terms of statistics, because 100 times that I have applied this application, out of 100, 90% of the patient has responded, or 95% of the patient has responded, or 99% of the patient has responded. Statistic has various tools, various methods, and various models used under various different combination with different kinds of parameters that you are taking into your consideration when you are treating the patients. One of the easiest and the most basic statistics part is, it is suggested that you should have at least a sample size of 30, which means that if you could have more patients, it is definitely good. But if your number of patients is less than 30, your sample size is less than 30, then the results that you are inferring, and you are saying that my application of these particular drugs or these application of formulation of the Ayurveda has cured this patient, may have a scientific flaw. If you have treated 70 patients, you may have seen that 35 of them are getting better. It is just like tossing coins. The more times you toss your coin, there is a 50% probability of that you will get a head or a tail. So depending on that, because we have to prescribe the drug and we have to identify which drug is best under this simulated parameter condition, it is important that these statistical applications are taken into consideration. Also, what happens, it does not possibly apply in Ayurveda, but in case of modern drug treatment and stuff, you have to go through various phases. We call them first phase, second phase, third phase, fourth phase. In various phases, various parameters of the patients and the people undergoing treatment is taken into consideration. And there is one very important thing that it has to be taken in consideration when we are dealing with statistics, and this is called control. So out of these number of patients that you are comparing, say you are comparing 100 patients to whom you have provided the treatment, you should also have 100 patients that has not been given the treatment, but they have not been informed. They may have just been given a water or a placebo. So this shows that when no treatment is applied in this group of patient and when treatment is applied in that group of patient, how significantly they are differing. Is it that this emotional carryover that my doctor is there, he's my God and he's saving me, this is working, it is psychologically, emotionally working, or is it really the chemicals that you are applying through your Ayurvedic formulations and stuff that is causing a betterment of the health? So these, without this, and even this, if this is not repeated over a few years, at least 30 samples and at least for 2 years of evaluation. In case of medical science, 3 or 4 years is needed. Unless this is done by saying, doing a case study, as many doctors would like to prescribe that I have applied this treatment and this patient has recovered, has no scientific basis. Actually, it is very illegal to say, even by saying that, unless you are using someone's formulation that has been published, prescribed, and has accepted in the scientific world, that I am following, say, Sharma's or protocol of dealing with gastroenterological relations and problems for these particular disease. Unless you are following one very accepted protocol for every new formulation, which is always encouraged that you should try something new, your own research that you put in, whenever you are applying, you have to have a control with which you are comparing your results, and it has to be done over a few years. You have to have multiple variables so that you can create an average value or standard deviation and standard mean, as Madan had mentioned. And only then, after statistical analysis following various statistical tests, depending on what kind of parameters you are watching, only then you can say that this treatment has been curing patients by under this such condition. Without that, when we say that I have applied this and this patient has recovered, it is just concurrence. It's just that has happened. It may have just happened for one patient. If you apply this to 200 patients, if 200 of them do not recover in the same way or pattern, and it's statistically significant, your data information will not be accepted in any journal anywhere. So this is how biostatistics is very important, to make your studies that you are doing to be acceptable to the world, and also that you are not making an overstatement. Just by treating a few patients, it could not be said that this formulation works. Even if it has been applied for generations, for modern science to accept, these statistical methods and tests has to be applied. And it's just not restricted to areas of Ayush and medical science. Every single science, and particularly with respect to biology, because there is such high variability, it is important that statistical application, without which no results will be accepted in the international world or even in the national, in the manner that whatever you suggest is your observation is not statistically significant. To do statistically significant, you repeat it under experimental condition and compared it with the controls. So this is where it is very important, and it will continue to be a very significant part of medical science because it deals with our health conditions and stuff. And I sincerely believe down the line, Ayurvedic medication and research and long-term studies on Ayurvedic applications will include valuable statistical data analysis to make the data feasible and acceptable to all. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma. It has been a pleasure to be a part of this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chakat. Thank you very much. Now, with your all Gurudev kind permission, I would like to share in 5 minutes regarding Vedic mathematics. That is very important. Today is Math Day, and we are celebrating Math Day, though we have topic on biostatistics. So thank you, presenters. 3 presentation I have selected for this. In this era, if we talk, everything is modern, everything computer controlled. Robots, computer control. Healthcare, computer control. Car, engine, interior, computer control. Household equipment, computer control. Work area, computer control. So, did we see any computer? None of them. Because it's hardware, architecture, algorithm. Now take this. This is Vedic mathematics. And mathematics in Vedan is Ganit, Ras Vidya, everything, chemistry, alchemy, medicine, everywhere mathematics is there, right from architecture, civil engineering, town planning, just Viman engineering, automobile, plane, just see, Yan Yantra. Everywhere mathematics was implemented or applied. Vedo Akhilo Dharma Moolam. This was the consideration of war. No wonder our Maharshis were calculating each and everything in our local months and maps. So we are unknown about this. In our grandfather's age, Dhaiya and Savaya Pahada were there. And then now it is gone of mole total digit also. So if we talk about Vedic mathematics, ये अनसीन्ड मैथमेटिक्स को नाम दिया जो वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स के रूप में प्रचलित है। वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स क्यों? क्योंकि ये प्रॉब्लम को 10 से 15 टाइम फास्टर सॉल्व करता है। पहले इतने कैलकुलेटर नहीं थे, कुछ नहीं था, फिर भी बच्चे बड़े स्ट्रांग और ब्रिलियंट होते थे और मालूम पड़ता था कि एक लाइन में फट करके कॉन्क्रीट आंसर बच्चों के मुंह से निकलता था। वो आज फट इधर उधर देखने लगते कि कहाँ मैं कैलकुलेट करूं, और सवाया और डेढ़ा और ढैया इनके पहाड़े तो चले गए। सवा, डेढ़ा, पौना, ये 3 पहाड़े ऐसे एडिशनल थे कि 0.25, 0.50 एंड 0.75 के भी पहाड़े बच्चों को याद हुआ करते थे एक जमाने में। अब बेस ऑफ वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स की यदि हम बात करें, एकाधिकेन पूर्वेन, बाय वन मोर देन वन बिफोर, निखिलम नवतश्चरम दशेत, all from 9 and last from 10. Like this, so many slokas, so many verses are there in our Vedas that indicate the mathematics. Chalan kalanabhyam, differential calculus, yavat dunam means by the deficiency, vyasti samasti, vyapti samasti specific and general. So these are the formulas, sutra, as we are more inclined towards English and we have forgotten Sanskrit. This sequence, this number is now limited to a minimum number of teachers who are teaching this Vedic mathematics to their disciples. So the sutra ekadikena purvena means by one more than previous one. That means squaring of numbers ending on 5. Just see conventional method, Vedic method. 65 into 65 is equal to 4225. Not like this. The sutra Nikhilam Navataschara Mam Dasta means all from 9 and the last from 10. So these formula can be verified or applied by the mathematician at present. So method is there, number 1. Case histories are there, Rupena, conventional method. So Vedic method is more easy, more fast, more grasping if we know the tips and tricks of the Vedic mathematics. Urdhva Tiryagabhyam means vertically and crosswise. This is generally formula applicable to all cases of multiplication and also in the division of a large number of by another large number. So vertically and crosswise. Vedic method. Just see how many methods are there in Vedic maths. As I am not math teacher, I am unable to explain in detail. But Lopan Stapana Bhyam, this is also there. We have also used. Earlier Vedic period 6000 to 1000 BC. This especially for remarkable contribution in the field of numerical mathematics, which can be summarized as under. Early Vedic period, discovery of zero and decimal system. The history of Indian mathematics starts from Rig Veda. Developed numerals, place value system and operations on numbers. Numbers mentioned in Narad Vishnu Purana. Vedic mathematics in present context is now very important. Later Vedic period, 1000 BC to 500 BC. Period of Sulva and Vedanga astronomy. It is known for development and contribution in the field of geometrical mathematics. They have given the Shulva Sudraj. The rope used as a measure to prepare altar was called Shulva. Shulva means meter, the device or the rope to measure the distance, length, everything. Later Vedic period, in the main founder of Shulva Sutras were Baudhyan, Apstam and Katyayan. World famous Pathyarogaj theory of presented by Baudhyan. So he had given the method of constructing a square equal to the sun and difference the two other squares and found squared 2 up to 5 decimal points. 5 decimal points without any calculator or computer. So period of Surya Pragyapati and Chandra Pragyapati are well-known books of Jain religion. Concept of ellipse is their oval shape. Example of permutation and combination, logarithms, set theory. This is available in these Jain books. So this indicates that logarithms were invented by Indian mathematician long before the Napier. Napier was here only in 1550 AD to 1617 AD. So these are examples, characteristic of, so 16 sutras were there, all from 9 and last from 10, vertically and crosswise, by one more than one before, transport and apply. So these are 16 sutras of the Vedic math. One more than the one before. Calculation of 4, 5 square. Determine the number to the left of the 5. That number is obviously 4. Definitely 4. Multiply this number by next higher number means 4 by 5. This result to 20. So result is 25. 20 means 20, 25. So this is answer of the problem that in one Sanskrit verse problem was there and solution is 2025. Multiplication with a series of 9. So 999, this is also mentioned in our text. Ekadikaran, these are sutras. So thank you very much. It is not there that we have learned everything after English persons came into our life or Muslims came into our life. We were very rich in our knowledge. Unfortunately, due to ignorance, avoidance, and fear from Sanskrit, has has brought us to this stage that we are not proud of our rich heritage and we are everything considering that we have learned from foreigners only. So thank you very much. Adharaniya Lakshmikant sir and CP Sharma sir for concluding remarks. Adharaniya Dwivedi sir, आपके concluding remarks.
नमस्कार।
प्रणाम सर।
आप लोगों ने बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव चर्चा रही। और जहाँ बात है गणित की, तो दैर्घ्य माप और पाह्यमान और ऐसा जो है ध्रुवमान और पौतमान, और तो मान का तो महत्व अपनी जगह है ही, और हम लोग ज्यादातर कुछ कर लेते हैं। किंतु आयुर्वेद में जो कुछ संख्यात्मक दिए हुए हैं, जैसे पीपली 1000 लेना, आंवले 500 लेना, या 3000 हर्ड़ लेना, 3000 आंवले लेना, और फिर दूसरे फॉर्मुलेशन बनाना, वहां पर गणित लगाना थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा है। वहां परिकल्प नहीं करनी पड़ेगी, या पूरा सांख्यिकी अध्ययन करके स्टडी के बाद में उसको लेना पड़ेगा। या शास्त्र संदर्भ में कुछ ऐसे ग्रंथ हैं जो पब्लिश हैं किंतु टेक्स्ट में नहीं पढ़ाए जाते, इसलिए हम कंफ्यूज होते हैं। और यादव जी की किताब से 500 आंवले का वजन 6 किलो तय कर लिया, और एपीआई ने उसका पल्प 5 किलो कर दिया, और शक्कर तो आधा तुला ही रखी। तो ऐसे जो मानक बना रखे हैं, उसको कितने उत्पादक व्यवसाय में काम में लेते हैं, ये विचारना है। जो सांख्यिकी है, गणित है, वो अपनी जगह है, और जो व्यवहार है वो बिल्कुल आयुर्वेद से हट के है, उसको भी विचारना है। इसी के साथ मैं आप लोगों को धन्यवाद दूंगा कि आपने मुझे ये अवसर दिया, और धन्यवाद पवन जी।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। मैं आदरणीय डॉक्टर सीपी शर्मा जी को कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं, यदि वो सुविधा में है। आदरणीय डॉक्टर सीपी शर्मा जी। मैं भी रात को परेशान करता हूं, मैं जानता हूं, क्षमा
यस
प्रार्थी
सर,
हूँ।
सर सर, थैंक यू सर, प्रणाम सर।
यह
जहाँ गणना की बात आती है सर, चाहे आयुर्वेद में हो, आयुर्वेद के सूत्रों की बात हो, सभी जगह बायोस्टैटिस्टिक्स का निश्चित व्यवहार हुआ है हमारे संहिताओं में। हमारे, आप शायद परिचित थे, आपके पापा के टाइम पे ओपी गुप्ता साहब हुआ करते थे। वो हमारे वो थे डीडीओ। तो सर मैं आया था, ज्वाइन किया ही था, तो वो जब उस समय हमारी सैलरी वैसे बनती थी, हाँ, बिल बनते थे, बिल कंप्यूटराइज नहीं थी। तो वो केवल 4 फिगर ऊपर और 4 फिगर नीचे के चेक करते थे पूरे टोटल के लिए, केवल।
अरे गजब।
और दूसरा सर, कई बार हम कहते हैं सर इस बार हमें वो किसान विकास पत्र लेना है, वो या इंदिरा विकास पत्र लेना है। तो वो कहते थे नहीं नहीं, ऐसा करो, इस कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में जाओ और वहां पर इतना कर दो। तो मैंने ऐसे, उन्होंने कहा 1881 जमा कर आओ, तो आपको 5 साल बाद फिगर उल्टा मिलेगा,
क्या
फिगर
बात।
उल्टा। क्योंकि उस समय 5 साल में वो तो ऐसी कैलकुलेशन हमारे वैदिक गणित में है, जिनके माध्यम से हमारे जो भी गणितज्ञ रहे, उन्होंने महारत हासिल किया। तो आयुर्वेद में भी मैं हम अभी, जब हम लोग पीजी में आए या पीएचडी में आए, उस समय जब हमें थोड़ा स्टैटिस्टिक्स भी पढ़ाई गई सर। क्योंकि हमें वहां पर डाटाज कलेक्ट करना होते थे। जैसे अभी सैकत जी, बसु जी बता रहे थे कि डाटाज का बड़ा वो रहता है। अभी एक डाटा की बात छोटी सी बता दूं सर। ग्वालियर में जब वो हेल्थ की वो आई ना, तो यहाँ पर 64 नर्सिंग कॉलेज थे, और हर कॉलेज ने 100 पलंग के हॉस्पिटल शो कर रखे थे। तो गवर्नमेंट ने कहा कि जब इतना है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। कोविड में इनका हुआ परीक्षण। तो कोविड में जब उनको देखा गया कि भाई हमारे ग्वालियर में तो 64 माने 6400 मरीजों के लिए तो व्यवस्था है ही, जब देखा गया, तब मतलब वो वास्तविकता नहीं थी, परंतु शासन के पास जो स्टैटिकल डाटा है, वो उसमें ये सब शो होता है कि भाई इतने हॉस्पिटल हैं, इतने कॉलेज हैं। परंतु इसको यदि वास्तविक उसमें लिया जाए, तो स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं में भी हम स्टैटिकल डाटा के माध्यम से कुछ वास्तविकता सामने ला सकते हैं। तो ये इस तरह के हमारे जैसे फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट है या हमारा एग्रीकल्चर है, हमारा आयुर्वेद है, तो इसमें हम अपना जो हर्बल फ्लोरा है उसमें स्टैटिस्टिक्स का यूज कर सकते हैं। जहाँ कहाँ कौन सी औषधि ज्यादा उपजती है वहाँ का हर्बल फ्लोरा दे सकते हैं। ये एक गणनात्मक पत्रक होता है जिसमें गणना की जाती है, इतने जी स्पीसीज के इतने पौधे हैं, इस तरह के पौधे हैं। तो ये स्टैटिक्स का और बायो स्टैटिस्टिक्स का व्यवहार हमारे आयुर्वेद में प्राचीन काल से चला आ रहा है। और जिसमें आपने वैदिक गणित की बात कही, वैदिक गणित तो वास्तव में ही पुराने लोग जो हमें याद है कि कैसे वो बारंबार 4400 मतलब 12 का गुणा ऐसे कुछ वो बताते थे, तो बड़े सटीक और बिल्कुल परफेक्ट थे। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ पवन जी, आपने जो मुझे अपनी अभिव्यक्ति रखने का मौका दिया इसके लिए धन्यवाद। और आपकी दोनों ही वेबिनार आज की बेहतरीन डिस्कशन के साथ अपना मूर्त रूप ले रही हैं। श्रद्धेय गुरु लक्ष्मीकांत जी का आशीर्वाद रहता है तो मजा आ जाता है। जहाँ भी उनकी उपस्थिति होती है बहुत सुकून मिलता है।